What's up, everybody? We're back here on FreeCodeCamp.org for a daily coding challenge, October 2nd, 2025. The challenge is called Decimal to Binary, and it's very similar to the challenge we had yesterday, but I'll read the description and we can step through what they want us to do. Given a non-negative integer, return its binary representation as a string. A binary number uses only the digits 0 and 1 to represent any number. To convert a decimal number to binary, repeatedly divide the number by 2 and record the remainder. Repeat until the number is 0. Read the remainders last recorded to first. I think that means as we do this division and find the remainder, we're going to save the remainders from right to left instead of left to right. For example, to convert 12 to binary, we divide 12 by 2. That results in 6 with no remainder, a 0. Then we divide that 6 by 2. We get 3 with remainder 0. We divide 3 by 2. That results in 1 with 1 remainder. And we divide 1 by 2 because we got 1 last time. That results in 0, remainder 1, and then we stop because we have reached 0. Repeat until the number is 0. 12 in binary is 1100, and you see in the order of our division, we have 1100. Going from last to first. And that's what it meant by read the remainders last recorded to first. If we look at our test cases, all this looks normal. And in JavaScript, we have a built-in function to do this. We don't necessarily need to follow these instructions to do that. All you have to do on a number is called the toString method and pass it a 2. The toString function on numbers has the ability to specify the base number system, or the radix, and so you can convert a decimal number to a string in a different number system format. And I'm pretty sure we could just do that. And hey, yeah, the challenge is solved. No, it's not. No, it's not. We didn't solve anything. This is useful to have in your back pocket most of the time to do something like this. But here, the way they're giving this long description of how to perform this operation, they're being really specific about what they want us to do. And it's not too bad. We can definitely do this. I would start off just thinking we are going to return a string. So we need a string for the result. And we can think that we'll definitely need a loop because we are going through doing something repeatedly, but we won't know how many iterations up front that we're going to have to do. So this shouldn't be a for loop. This is probably going to be a while loop because we're going to just pay attention to the result we're getting from dividing. And as soon as that result is 0, we know we can break out of that loop and finish it. So that sounds like a really good job for a while loop. And we could modify the decimal variable in place and just say while decimal is greater than 0, we're going to do our stuff here. We're going to divide, we're going to find the remainder. But I prefer to maybe put this into a variable. We could call it quotient, and we will initialize it at first as the decimal value. And quotient is going to be where we put the result of our division. So we will quotient, and we'll take the previous quotient we had and divide it by 2, but it may end up being a decimal number. So we want to try to always get the integer, because we want to work with integers so that we can keep finding even remainders. And for our remainders, we will use our result string, and we'll take our quotient and use the modulus operator. It's a good way to get the remainder of division operations. We want to add this to the beginning of result. And I should say we want to concatenate it to the beginning of the result string. Because you see this plus sign here, that could mean that we're adding 2 numbers. But as soon as one side or the other of the addition symbol is a string and it's not a number, now we're talking about concatenation, where we are appending the result of this operation. We take quotient, that's a number. We find modulus 2, that's the remainder, that's a number. And then we add it to this string variable result. Now we're concatenating that string onto the front of the result, because we want to read the remainders last recorded to first. And I think that should do it. Nothing fancy. I don't think this requires anything else. You can kind of think through, look at this here, and you could see this example being illustrated in the code as it iterates through the while loop, right? We have our first operation. We find the remainder here, and we save it for later. We find the result of dividing by 2, and we save it for the next iteration. And we keep on repeating that. Eventually, we're going to divide quotient down until it is 0, in which case we break out of the while loop and we return all of those remainders that we had been storing in the result string. So unless I made a little mistake somewhere that I'm not seeing, hold your breath. That is our solution. So thanks very much for watching. Appreciate your time and attention. If you like this video, please click that like button. It'll help me out a lot. Please subscribe to the channel. I'll keep doing challenge videos like this. Going to move on to some Leet code pretty soon. Going to move on to working on some JavaScript projects, some TypeScript projects, maybe get into React, maybe Next.js. But if you have any requests on topics for videos that I could do, please leave them in the comments below. If you have any comments about how I can make these videos better or what I can do to make it more clear when I'm describing things about these challenges, please leave a comment below. I'm open to criticism. If you want to talk smack, that's fine. Just know that any amount of roasting you do to me will only make me stronger. All right, so I hope you have a wonderful day. Good luck on your coding journey, my friends, and I will talk at you later.